Now. All right, let's go one more. You have to just kind of refresh the page is what I have to do. Until I see the live. There we go. Okay. Welcome. Welcome to our new week of meditation together and our mindfulness and our living through these days with finding some stillness and finding some peace and finding some quiet time amidst the noise of our lives right now. So we've entered into a new month, the month of Nisan. Began that on Saturday. And Nisan is the first month of the year. It's spring, it's rejuvenation. Of course, in it is Passover, which occurs at the new month, at the full moon of the first month. And once we hit Passover, our meditation is going to change a little bit. It's going to move into the counting of the Omer. And what we're going to do during that time, on Sunday night, everyone will receive an email that expresses what the week is about, because the week of Omer actually begins on Sundays this year. And each day we will explore the spiritual realm that is that day's Omer. I think what we're really end up next day we'll have the what we're going to be talking about, and we'll talk about this day. We'll go with whatever the evening was as we go across. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The idea of rebirth and renewal is an important understanding, and it's one of the things that we can reflect upon in our lives as well. We're beginning a new book of, there's lots of news happening this week, beginning a new book of the Torah, Vayikra, and this book is filled with the idea of sacrifices. As a matter of fact, the first letter of the last letter of the first word of the Torah portion, Vayikra, the Aleph at the end of that word is a smaller word. And they say that it's like that to remind us that little people, in other words, youngsters, read this book as the first book that they learn. This is the first, because children are pure, and there is a purity to the sacrifices, and therefore children learn that. I would like to suggest that when we think about the beginning of spring, we think of purity. When we think about this book, we think of purity. And what exactly is purity? It is in some ways our lives without the learned social rules. You know, we are pure as we are children. We learn to be afraid about many things. If it's an existential threat, I think that is just inside of us. But we learn to be afraid of what might happen to friends of ours, and what might happen to our relatives, or if we become afraid that someone's going to steal something from us, and that kind of paranoia, the mind rumors, they might be true, they might not be true, but if it almost feels like if we were to live our lives in a pure state, then we're not worrying about anything. That we're just existing in this pure state of humanhood. And in some ways, at the beginning of spring, I want us to get back to that, right? What do we do in the spring? Clean out our house. What do we do in the spring? We get out more because we've been in during the winter. Even more so now because we've been in because of the quarantine. Oh, excuse me. And so, how would it feel to exist in a pure state? I think that's what we're going after when we concentrate on our breath. It's pure, it's just here, it's now, it's a breath. I tap into the breath, into the present, into what's happening at this very moment. And my mind isn't cluttered with all of the stuff that has been put on top of my life. That's the spring. That's what it means to be pure. And that they were getting at when they would do the sacrifices. How do you get rid of your imperfections and impurities and become a more pure being? Now, thousands of years ago, they would sacrifice an animal to do that. We don't have that. I guess in some ways we're sacrificing our time. We're saying, I'm going to take time from my day and I'm going to devote that to just being pure, to just being a human being, to just concentrating on that which keeps me alive, which is my breath, my heartbeat, my body. So, as we do our meditation today, let's really try to cleanse ourselves of that's what happens naturally. But to really today, really see if we can find a pure place for us where we're not necessarily thinking about the day's events or what I have to do, but just thinking about what it means to be a person breathing and sitting and just being instead of doing. Just being. The sacrifices that are offered to God in Vayikra are called korbanot. A korban. When we think of sacrifice, we think of something very different. But sacrifice, a korban, an offering to God, karev, which is to be close. We don't have the korban now. The way to become close is to tap into that basic understanding of beingness, of just breathing and living. So let's get into our breathing time and our concentration on our breath and our meditation, and we'll come back and at the end and ask for health. For our sacrifice, which is the sacrifice of all the stuff around us, and just allow ourselves to just be in this moment right here. We're just breathing regular, breathing normal. Not trying to fix anything, just trying to be. Your thoughts have come in, take you away from your breath at some point. Just bring yourself back in love and kindness. There's no need to judge it. It happens to everyone. It's all part of it. The muscle that we're trying to build is the one that allows us to just come back to our breath. enter into the last 5 or so minutes that we have together. Always nice to end with a request for certain feelings. It seems like the say goodbye, like take care when you write a letter or an email, sincerely. I hear all the time in my emails, hope you're healthy and safe. May I feel healthy. May I feel safe. I write it to people all the time. Hope everyone's healthy. Hope everyone is safe. May I feel healthy. May I feel safe. May I feel healthy and safe. With each breath, offer yourself one of those. May I feel healthy. May I feel safe. May I feel healthy. May I feel safe. And if you'd like to ask someone to be with you in your mind's eye, just standing in front of you, and those two feeling states. May you feel healthy. May you feel safe. May you feel healthy. May you feel safe. May you feel healthy. May you feel safe. And with each breath, you offer it to them. May I feel healthy. May I feel safe. And then just bring it back to yourself for several breaths. May I feel healthy. May I feel safe. May I feel safe. May I feel healthy. May I feel healthy. May I feel safe. May I feel safe. And with those two words in mind, we spend our last moments thinking just about our breath and tying into our breath, just as we started. Thank you so much for being with me today. I hope you were able to find some stillness and peace. May you feel healthy. May you feel safe. Have a beautiful evening.